Hi, I'm Alyssa B, and this is Alyssa G, and we are student physical therapist assistants at Lake Superior College. Today we're going to be showing you non-weight-bearing transfers.
So non-weight-bearing transfers are a two-man lift and the sliding board transfer. And if your patient is unilateral non-weight-bearing, we'll be doing a sit-to-stand and then also a transfer from chair to chair that are independent.
Okay, the first transfer we are going to be showing you is the two-man lift, also known as the two-man carry. Alyssa G is going to be putting on a gait belt on the patient, and that gait belt is just going to fit tightly around the patient's waist, and it's just going to assist in transferring the patient more safely, giving the assistants something more to grip onto.
During the two-man lift, you want to make sure that you have good communication between the two people and that you have someone designated as your counter. So now that we have the gait belt on the patient, it is essential to remove the footrest. We'll do this transfer so that you have a clear pathway while doing the transfer. If I can have you scoot forward to the front of your chair. Communication is essential in doing this lift so that you know when to pick up and when not to, so that nobody gets hurt. Both hands behind on the gait belt, one under each leg, and we'll lift on 3. 1, 2, 3.
And then we'll just make sure to move forward, and now scoot back towards the chair, one step at a time. Next transfer we're going to do is a sliding board transfer. So first thing you're going to do is get out the sliding board. You're going to have your patient lift the arm off the side that you want to transfer from. And then if we can have you scoot forward on your chair. And then I'm just going to lean you this way and slide the board under your bottom.
Okay. Make sure you don't pinch the patient.
Okay, and then you can place your hand here and push yourself over while we're transferring you as well. Okay, and now that the patient has grabbed onto the board and can help from the upper extremities, Alyssa's going to position the patient's feet so they're nice and straight and underneath the knees for support.
Okay, communication is important again in this transfer. You're going to have the patient reach with one hand and duck underneath the other arm. And then you grab the back of the gait belt and you pinch your knees together to keep the patient's feet from flipping out from underneath you. And now on 3. 1, 2, 3. And you don't want to go the entire way on the transfer. 1, 2, 3.
And last time.
If it takes you 3 steps, that's okay.
And then we'll have you lean over this way and we'll take the board out. So next we are going to do transferring from a chair to another chair independently for non-weight bearing on one leg. In this case, our patient is non-weight bearing on her left leg. So I'm just going to demonstrate how to get up from the chair and move to the other. So I'm just going to demonstrate it, and then Alyssa G is going to go through the patient and teach the patient herself how to do it. So just go forward, push off on the chair, and using good support on both crutches. Then just pivot over towards the other chair. Make sure the patient can feel the chair with the back of their knee. Putting the crutches back in the hand, reaching back and sitting down.
We are going to make sure that the patient's crutches are fit to her. So if I can have you stand up. And now put both crutches underneath like you would walk. And what you want is stand up straight. You want 2 to 3 fingers underneath from armpit to the top of here, which these are definitely way too short, so I'll have you sit back down. I'll have you hold that one. I'll have you stand back up and try it again. Can you put your arm straight just down to the side? Sit back down. Her hand grips are not at the right height. So to undo that, you just unscrew the one side. Teaching you can do that one too. You want the hand grip to be at the wrist of the patient when they're standing straight, so that when they go to de-weight themselves, they have about a 30-degree bend in their elbow so that they can actually de-weight and ambulate properly. So now I will have you scoot forward in your chair. And I want your knee, your right foot to be under your knee. Now when you stand up, I want one hand here, and I would like you to push up with that hand on the chair. And I just have a hand in the back just to make sure she's stable. I'm not really doing anything. You can switch and walk over to the next chair. Now if I can have you back up until you can feel it, and put your crutches into your right hand. And now lean back, reach the chair with your left, and lower yourself down slowly.